I think it just rolled his ankle a little. Look at the replay. Of course, didn't look too bad, but we'll see how it manages when the adrenaline kind of wears off.
Buck, how proud are you of the collective effort of the bullpen tonight? I mean, Ubaldo obviously didn't go that deep into the game, and you were able to have 5 or 6 guys out there.
Well, we had 4 guys I was hoping to use tonight in a perfect world. I want to get Donnie out there. I want to get Darren out there. The only guy we didn't get out there was Nuno. Got Oliver out there, so we still got, after 3 games, just 1 guy that hasn't pitched. But with the off days and everything, it's kind of been an every other day thing with Brad and Zach, and so they've had a day's rest between their outings. Really glad to get Darren off the schneid, so to speak. It's kind of been 10 days. I think, they're to get through that game with some guys that really hadn't been out there in quite a while. That was good to get a W out of it.
Buck, you've got Seth Smith as your leadoff guy, and he ends up hitting a home run. I mean, obviously he has power, but it's just that maybe you don't expect that guy to hit the big home run.
He's trying to get something up there that he can, the problem is you go up there trying to hit a fly ball more times than not. It's really a bad mentality over the years, I've found. But he was just trying to get something he could put a good swing on. With the infield in, they had this kind of shift on, so there was a possibility on a slow developing ground ball that John would have broke with his with the lead that he had over at third. So, he's a good professional at bat. He's a good guy to have up in that situation. Wellington had a big throw out at second base. I thought might go unnoticed.
I mean, that was part of the reason you brought Seth. You went and got Seth was for a guy that's going to put on a good at bat in a tough situation.
Well, what happens too, especially with a guy like Clippard with the change-up, and he does such a great job of making you get yourself out, and then the fastball plays up so much because it's similar to Oliver a little bit, but he's got a third pitch also. But that's one of the reasons why we bunted JJ there, is trying to keep Betances and Chapman out of the game. And if you don't score in that 7th, you've got an issue there. And Clippard is going to pitch the 7th inning real well for him too this year. We were just fortunate to take advantage of an error.
On a night that's admittedly difficult to play, is it more impressive that you get a comeback win like that?
Yeah, there's a when you're throwing that many pitches early in the game, and believe me, you're standing around out there in that cold and the wind and the wind chill, and that's a real tribute to our guys, and it verifies what we think of them. They just refuse to. Of course, Manny had the big blow of the night. Got to keep that in mind. That Severino, thank goodness it's early in the season, and you have to kind of protect him because he had the type of stuff to go real deep in that game. That was impressive. Trying to, hitting a guy throwing that hard and commanding the baseball, it's tough. It's tough.
What do you think of the final product from Ubaldo today?
Capable better. You try to give guys a little pass with the weather, and you got to have a feel for the split with that weather. And I think both home runs were splits that didn't split properly, and I think I'm right. And he's capable better. I think as the weather, hopefully when the weather warms up, he gets a better feel for that, because he had a good one in the spring.